This is the original pin punisher. I've been bowling all my life. Professional bowling is my passion, and now I'm here to share it with you.
Today we have the urethane challenge, and since I messed up and only brought 4 of them, I'm going to also have a plastic with me today. So we're going to bowl one game, first take, so if I miss spares I get to look like an idiot in front of you guys. So we have the black hammer, the natural, the original blue fab ball, the purple hammer, and the polyurethane whatever sniper. So we'll see how high we can score this time. So we got the black hammer, the natural, the blue hammer, original fab ball, the purple hammer, and the sniper. We're going to do the 5-ball challenge.
Alright guys, so doing a voiceover because my beautiful microphone set decided to fail on me because of the batteries. So, starting out the Baker game with the sniper, and this was actually a pretty tough challenge because I was just bowling on some random house shot leftovers, and as you can see, it was not easy to get my ball to hook. So the tough part was to make adjustments throughout the game, and whenever you would come back to, you know, the ball after you'd throw it, it would get pretty difficult in that you needed to remember where you're standing for the 5 different balls, which can be kind of challenging, but made the spare. Wasn't too hard. Have to shoot a ton of those, especially when you're throwing plastic. So next up is the blue hammer. Cool story about this ball. I ended up buying it new in box, which is really rare to find nowadays, but it rolls pretty good. I mean, it is pretty old, and I'm pretty sure it was made from the St. Louis factory. There were a couple different factories that the fab ball companies had, but you can see you get the strike with that ball. Wasn't too hard to get it with that one. The ball rolls pretty good for me. Fun fact about the blue hammer, I had actually tossed a 300 with it in a tournament not too long ago where we were bowling on a short pattern, so I thought that was pretty cool. One of the few recorded PB or tournament 300s that I got. Now we're throwing the natural. The cool thing about this natural, I actually have a very long history with it, and whenever I was young, I found it to be really helpful on short patterns when I didn't really know what I was doing. But with that particular natural, I had actually found it on a rack, and it's been plugged, like it's got 5 plug spots on it, and I resurfaced it, and it ended up rolling really good still, so I decided to start using it. And now we're throwing the black hammer, and it, of course, it overdrove or hooked a little too much and went just a little too high flush and left that 9 pin. Now, a lot of people won't really move after leaving a flush 9 like that, but I kind of prefer to move. I'll move a little bit. But with urethane, it's only like a half board. With a resin ball, I mean, I could move up to about 3 to 5 boards to try to get that pin out. And now we're on to the purple hammer. Contrary to popular belief, everybody likes to say this ball is illegal because it's just softer, but it's actually not, which is pretty crazy because it hooks quite a bit for a urethane ball. It does hook a lot more than the black hammer if you're wondering the difference between the two. And it was really hot in this bowling alley. That's why you see a big old line of sweat on my back at the time. But yeah, you can see how the purple hammer really is pretty serious urethane ball. It's able to hook right through the oil, especially when I moved left. There's a pretty high concentration of oil in the middle of the lane here. But yeah, now we're back to the sniper, which is just a polyurethane cover and a little tiny puck on the inside. So it doesn't hook much. It doesn't really flare. It's all about putting it into the driest spot of the lane and trying to get it to hook from there. But I mean, it barely kicked a 10 out there. I felt pretty lucky to get that one out. But that's about halfway through the game, and we're going to keep going.
Video. All right, guys. Mike's got about a 30-pound redfish on here. We're at the Pineda Causeway. Go around the moon, Mike. We have an impressive fish. Caught him on a live grunt. There he is. He's coming up. Here he comes. What do you check this fish out, guys? He's a beast. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this fish. Oh my God. Oh, he's a beaut.
That's bigger than a beach snow. How long is our cooler? Our cooler's only 28.
All right, watch that rod, Mike. Don't yank it in the water. Here, go by me and see if you can pull him around over here a little bit more. Let's get some more video. He's doing a good job, bud. Careful. Rope. Can you go swimming with him? Having a hard time seeing. Look at this beast. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at this pig. Oh my God, he's so red. I think he's about ready, Mike. Go ahead and bring him over here.
That's possible.
My gosh, Mike, that's gotta be pushing 40 pounds. Well, it took 3 trips. Look at it, circle hook, perfect, man, right in the side of the jaw. Look at this big old mouth on this boy. Wow. With these other pliers, they might be a little stronger. He's twisted a little bit.
All right, you got it out.
Got it. All right, man.
Get a picture now.
Can you put your hand in his mouth, pick him up, lay him up on you? Look at that big boy. Oh my goodness gracious.
So that clip you saw of the fishing video was a pretty big redfish. It was 40 inches, and it was pretty heavy. But you know, all you conservationists out there, we did throw it back. There are regulations on redfish like that, so you don't want to be keeping fish, especially because you can make them go extinct. A beautiful fish like that deserves to live. So, second ball in rotation of the 5 I was throwing, and we're back to the blue hammer. Got a pretty good game. I could strike out for 260 here, and we have pretty good shot right there. Ended up tugging it a little bit compared to the last shot I threw with it, but it's held on line pretty well and got the strike. The one thing that's really crucial when you're throwing urethane balls, you don't really want to try to throw it to the friction as much like a resin ball where it's just gonna hook up off it, especially the older ones that don't flare as much. You want to have a pretty straight launch angle with them and just kind of get them to start hooking a little bit and just kind of have them roll up into it. You don't really want to give away too much direction out from the pocket. Most of them, and that way they go through the pins a little bit better too, because when you're truly trying to throw it away from you or throw it to the right a lot, it can kind of screw with its entry angle a little bit. But some urethane balls are capable of hooking quite a bit. But you know, balls like the black hammer, the original blue hammer, and the natural, they don't really like a lot of angle. So the straighter you can play with your hand, the better you're gonna end up carrying with them. Just as a tip, or at least it works for me. So I think we are back to the black, or no, not the black hammer, the natural. It's kind of get them confused because they look so similar. But like I said before, the natural was a pretty awesome find. I found it on the rack, and this thing was beat up. And here we see, actually no, that was the black hammer, because I think we finished the video with the purple. But yeah, that was a black hammer. But anyways, the natural had about 5 holes in it when I found it, and I had to plug them all, and a couple of the other plug spots were like just, you know, white on a black ball, so I didn't want that to stick out and spin when I was throwing it. So I sat there and I plugged it. It took about 5 to 7 day process of just plugging holes and the right color, but I ended up getting it to come out very nice and super happy with it. So we're going to the 10th frame here. We got 260 if we strike out, throwing the purple hammer. And I don't know, I didn't really like that shot. And as you can see, the ball just hydroplaned through the oil and flat 10. So you do have to get them started up in the friction a little bit, but I may have overmoved from the last shot. And in the video, you can't hear me talk because the microphone died, but I was pretty much explaining what I just said. So we get up here and gotta make the 10th or 10 pin, and it's pretty funny when I do these videos actually, because I I can't really just schedule a time at the bowling alley where no one's there. I'm at the mercy of the operating hours, and sometimes I'm bowling right next to somebody, like as you can see, like the little kid and the mom. I don't usually care too much about that. I think it's pretty funny because when I walk in there with all this camera gear and this big tripod and set it all up, and these people are looking at me like I'm crazy, and a lot of the times they end up actually enjoying watching me bowl, and they'll end up talking to me and asking me how long I've been bowling for and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty funny, the looks that I get while I'm trying to do this kind of video. But yep, so pretty much I didn't really move off that shot because it was just a fill ball, and ended up flat 10ing.
So we ended with 247 that game, and we threw all the urethane balls plus the sniper. So one thing to keep in mind when you're throwing urethane is you got to pay attention to the little moves. So if you're 10 pin, you need to move. And if you're 7 pin, you need to move. But it's all about how it moves, or how you need to move with what you're leaving. So if you guys want me to explain some more stuff about urethane, I'll make it just a video on how to throw urethane. If you guys really like some more of these challenges, let me know in the comments. I'm going to make a video about how to drill a bowling ball pretty soon here too. Thanks for watching.